Hi, my name is Annamieka, and this is the Art Friends Show, where every conversation focuses on getting to know the essence of creativity itself. I'd love to invite you as well to join me inside of Art Friends School, where we go deeper into these topics and join in with other art friends around the world. Thanks so much for joining us, and let's get to the show. Welcome to the Art Friends Show. Here's an artist you're gonna love to know. Hi, my name's Annamieka, and I'm an artist in Portland, Oregon, and I'm going live 100 days in a row to create the Art Friends Show. Today I'm interviewing Julz Clementine, who is so phenomenal. She has been a working artist for 23 years. She is such a pro. She's been an art director, a designer, a surface pattern designer. She's a painter, and her newest thing is she figured out ceramics and runs a ceramic studio in her own space. Julz, I can't wait to interview you and let more people get to know you and your work, talk about creativity and all the things. Here she comes.
Hi,
Julz!
Hi.
Welcome to the Art Friends Show. I'm so excited to see you. Hi, honey.
Hi. I'm
Yay.
so excited to be here.
So, for anyone who hasn't met you yet, can you tell them your full name professionally and a little bit about what you make, also where you're located?
Yes. My name is Julz Clementine, and I'm in the northeast part of Portland, Oregon. And yeah, I'm an illustrator, surface pattern designer, painter, learning ceramics. I don't really call myself a ceramicist yet, but probably should. And yeah, just all the things. Muralist. I'm working on a mural right now. So
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh my
art
gosh.
is life.
You embody this so much from the moment I met you. When you walked, I was painting at Art in the Pearl, and you walked up and like said hello. Do you remember? Oh my gosh.
Yes. And I remember you also at the Tabor Mount.
Yeah. So we met in 2015. You're one of the people that I can call like literally crying in the middle of the night, that type of friendship. And so it's such an honor to have you in my life and on the show. I'm just so excited for people to get to see more of what you do and to have you talk about it. So can you show us some of the stuff that you have there in your studio? Awesome.
Yes. I'm currently working on launching some bathing suits. Let me see if I can get two. This is a top.
Yes. Honey.
So yeah. So this was like an icon that I came up with, I don't know, in 2020. I was working on some glitter paintings, and so I made these lips all like I did the illustration, and then yeah, like these lips were all glitter, and then it turned into this because rainbows, I work in rainbows. Yeah, so I'm really excited about that. And then I've been playing with ceramics and kind of turning that into
cool.
like
so show us
platters.
The front and back of that lip platter, because so that's a ceramic piece. That's the same design that you've done on swimsuits, on paintings. Like, it's really fun to see your imagery over the years and how much you've like honed your visual language. You really have a go-to style, and it's so fun. It's so fun to see. Yeah.
It's fun to see like different styles emerge, right? As go through phases in our life, and this is a lot more bold and it's still like you know, I tend to do phrases that I need. This is like you are free to be, and this is another mug that's like keep going. And I've been doing a lot of flowers lately. Kind of like blooming.
Flower paintings? Those new ones that have a lot of space around them.
Yeah. Oh.
Or on that, maybe on the other wall. Yes. That one, and also
here.
Yeah, just more of them. Yeah.
There's this one. Yeah. And then I've been doing one of my projects for I was sick a lot in November, so I started drawing a flower each day. So I'm working on like using these images for paintings and turning into cards. And yeah, I really love drawing. And then yeah, the flowers, I don't know, I felt like another version of myself was blooming, and so the flowers were just like coming, but in a different kind of like in a different style that kind of fit what I'm
I love watching those emerge. Can you tell us a bit about your 100-day project and what that caused for you? Just in the context that this is a 100-day project I'm doing, and you're assisting by coming on for an interview. So tell me what you caused in your life with
yeah, of course. I love that you're doing this for yourself. Yeah, the first project, 100-day project I worked on was in 2015. I think I was looking for more presence in my life, and I ended up doing, and I also I was a stay-at-home mom, and I needed to claim time for myself. And so I did 100 days of painting our garden. So I did like painting our garden and things that were growing in it, and like the different phases of strawberries, and just being able to be present where I was at. And so that was the first. I did a whole year of painting in 2000.
That was amazing.
Which led
I was in your life at that time with the studio. Yeah.
Yeah. It built so much during that time, which, it kind of like, it helps with that. And then the last 100-day project I did was doing surface pattern designs. And so I was just like, I don't know why I did patterns at the time. I guess I was like wanting to learn it. I didn't like, so at the end of that project, I ended up getting a call I submitted my patterns that I had worked on to Uppercase magazine, and I ended up getting a call that I was going to be featured on the cover with some like patterns that I had worked on that were daily warm-ups of like, I don't know if you can see, Prisma.
With your pens, with your markers. Yes.
Yeah. I was working with Prismacolors and doing patterns with those. So one got featured on the cover, and then like that turned into later when I gained a job in 2019. I had not worked for 12 years for someone, and I ended up like applying for a surface pattern design position for Kroger. And part of that was, it helped me land a job there, and really learn how to actually.
I mean, you were designing whole collections. You were putting them onto all of the things that were going to be created.
Yes, and then became an art director, and it was really amazing. I've learned that. Those personal projects, like how much they support us in like whatever you're doing right now, like this, like it supports you in your growth.
Yeah, and there's something about the structure of 100 days, or in your case, when you did a whole year of a small painting every day, the structure of that and the challenge of doing something we don't know if we can do, but it allows us to really explore something deeply and persist beyond persist, right?
Really. And like also realizing at the beginning, like that mean girl like voice inside of my head that I was like, oh, like stop, like what is happening? So to reframe, like constant reframe. Like, okay, like you're showing up, you're doing this, like, and just, canceling out those voices that sometimes just run in our heads that we don't even like,
I've watched
like
you grow in so much confidence in your in the way you speak. You speak directly, and I remember when you were finding your voice again, you would halt in your sentences a lot more, and it's just so freaking awesome to feel your power and your visual voice. Can we see some more of your work, because your work is just it's definitely gotten like, kind of, dare I say, like more sexy, freakier, like really, really powerful. And it's just like, let us see some more of it, please. I'm such a fan.
Yeah.
Yes,
see the paddles?
Let's see the paddles. Bring it out. This is your moment.
Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see. I've got.
And what about the bigger lip platters? Do you have any of those around? Yeah.
So the paddles.
Yes.
So, you know, I did some coaching. The rack has been really, the result has been really amazing in my life. I was able to, in 2018, like, get a business coach.
Who don't know what RAC is, it's the Regional Arts and Culture Council, and Julz you've been awarded 2 professional development grants. Mm-hmm. You've used them to like really level up.
Yeah. Like, I worked with a coach, Betsy, in San Francisco, and so I established my brand at the time of like, what is like my brand, so it will always be playful. So as I've just opened up more, like, these are paddles, they're paddle paddles, and they're also like playful, like you put a pom on it, but they can be like used for any kind of paddle. So I guess what I like, I'm not even going to show you the full potential of these paddle
that's been actually something that you're at in your brand as well, because here you are, this like ferocious, sexy human, and your brand has been more playful in a childlike sense for a lot more of the years that I've known you. You've also had a young child, and you've run camps for children, right? So there's like this aspect of that was cohesive, but it's now somewhat, I don't know, I may be wrong with my words, but it's somewhat limiting, right? In the sense of like, how do you also show this like ferocious power and like own that sexiness and own that playfulness and kind of grow up with your brand? That's the moment that I see happening for you this year.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's like owning that, and also as having now like almost a teenager, just like showing that it's for you. It's not for anybody else. Like, the clothes I wear and the style that I like, I like, whatever I put into the world, like, she am, but also like, just being empowered by your voice and the art you're putting in the world, and like who you truly are.
Totally.
Like, it's a balance. I think I'm still like finding it and like thinking of it in my own as I still teach like Hummingbird Art Camp. And
my brother's watching and says, so colorful. Hi, Erin. Hi. This is awesome. So I also want to talk to you about, because this kind of segues right, and we were going to talk about beginning again, and how your 23 years of doing things professionally as an artist has had many times where you have so much experience, and we want ownership of that, and you feel like you're beginning again because you're entering a new phase. So what are you beginning right now? What do you want to put out to the universe through this conversation that you could be causing in this next year or two?
I think for me right now, I'm working on bringing in clients, more steady work. So I think illustration, like for I worked with Burgerville doing illustrating their kids meal seed packets, which I really loved. I would also like to do more murals. I'm working on a mural for Bridger's School right now. And then I'm also would love to start working with different clothing brands to have like an abundance of patterns and always ideas for more patterns, and yeah, just putting those, getting those on clothing.
So can do you have, sorry, go ahead. Was there more?
No, like products of kind is what I'm
can we see
working on
some more of those examples of your clothing that you've already put your patterns onto?
Oh yeah, let's see. I'm gonna do like mix and match. So this is another, for right now I'm working on getting them like hi I'm working on getting them where people can, I'm going to do Crafty Wonderland in May, so people will be able to try these on if they want. I'm thinking about doing Saturday Market also. So the way these are going to work, people, I don't know if these go together, they could, but the same color palette and patterns that you want to do piece. Yeah, so this is this was a pattern that went on to a piano for Piano Push Play, and then I made it into a pattern.
The founder of Piano Push Play a couple days ago. Yeah,
Megan.
Everything leads to something, right? We work out an idea on a surface, and then it becomes a product, or it's so awesome.
Yeah, and I think continuing to put myself out there and like about what it is, right? Because sometimes I know for me personally, I can just get stuck in the like creating phase. And then, so right now I'm just in that creating, and really focusing on right now is the ceramics and getting clients. And I think
for getting clients, are you open to working with an agent who could represent you as an illustrator and get you jobs?
Cool. Totally. Yeah, I've been sending out to reps. I love illustrating recipes.
So good at that.
I think that really has a good place in like advertising. And I worked on a book for story publishing at one point, infographics for a like home spa lab, which was so cute. I still use it all the time, but it's like kind of a teen like DIY book. So yeah, I feel like there's so many opportunities for work, and right now I'm focusing on the ceramics and infographics and the patterns, so sending out. But I would love a rep so I can just focus on the art part.
Karina Buckles, who came on this show twice so far, did a 30-day project where she sent her work to one agent every day for 30 days, I believe, and that's how she got her agent. So it's so fun. We're creating such a rich resource in all of these conversations for each other of how people make this happen for themselves, you know?
Totally. I want to go back and listen to that.
That's the outtake for you. I have it all in my head. Definitely. So I also am just curious, like, what it was like when you were back in 2000, when you got your first job, and like, could you, like, what was that like stepping into that role? And what would you tell that version of yourself now?
Ooh, let's see. You know, at that time, I feel like I was just so excited, but I do remember I was like so excited and I was also so confident. And I was just like, this is like, when I took my job, my first job, I was like, I'll take the job. And then they were like, great, yay. And I was like, I had been negotiating on the money and I was like, I'll take it for this amount of money that I had been. And, you know, I got that amount of money because like we had gotten excited and like, it was just an interesting like place of like looking back of the confidence. And I think over the years, like as like right now I'm in a place with beginning ceramics and beginning kind of again after quitting my job in August that I was working for 3 years. Just like constant reframing right now of being excited for all of the things instead of like in fear, like scared, like what am I doing? What I don't even know. I sometimes work backwards. Like when I got the kiln, hadn't even taken a ceramics class.
Y'all, and then Julz applied for a grant to set up a ceramic studio because she absolutely knows that she is capable of it and she's so able to visualize and make things happen. And she had never done ceramics or never like learned how to do it, but you knew that you would. You just absolutely knew that you would, and now you do it professionally. You teach people how to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, this is true. I think it's like, yeah, it's pretty amazing. Like, I guess just, yeah, imagining. And sometimes I'm in this imagination place. And when I applied for that grant, like, I feel like, yeah, I imagined like children being able to like eat out of bowls that they had made themselves, and like what a difference, how empowering that is to like make from like the earth clay. And yeah, I think it's, yeah, so I think that was my vision, and also part of that vision of seeing my work on products like in the world. So being able to make prototypes of what, like this lip platter, if I wanted to propose that for big like places, like I think being able to, I used to do some spoons, so making those spoons out of ceramics, you have so many of them. Yeah, so I envision like making those into ceramics. Yeah. So I think that was part of the vision of just those messages.
Yeah. Yeah. I just think of you as someone who, out of your hand, you have your, your marker, your paint or whatever, and you just, the whole world, you just draw. I mean, if you go over to Julz's house, the entire place feels and looks and has the like incredible energy of your visual voice and the vibe and everything. Everything you touch turns to gold or glitter.
Thank you. I feel like, yeah, the community that we have built, and like when you invited me, Alicia created our group in 2015. It was like exactly what I needed to start like into, I've done like products my own and done that, but I think having a really like our community that we've built with our collective, and when you invited me into your studio, like just giving space and having that, the people that in my life, I just feel very fortunate to be surrounded by people that build me up and love up on me, and I do the same. And yeah, it makes such a huge difference because we can get in our own little bubbles of just like, oh,
totally.
What am I doing?
Doubt is, some of us deal with a lot of doubt. I do. I think that's why a lot of my mentoring program, a lot of what I talk about is how to like work with doubt, how to, keep going through it and find our way back into confidence and stay in motion. And your transparency and vulnerability is part of the power of your work. And you know, you also have to daily kind of tend to yourself so that you don't, that mean girl in your head doesn't stop you from sharing all of this with us. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate what you're doing, and yeah, all of this. I'm excited to see your work everywhere also.
I'm figuring out how to make it, you know, the new work. We talk a lot about that. I've been at a crossroads myself, and so this has been a really interesting experiment to paint every day and do the art friend show every day. And like the art friend show is the best thing that I've done in a long time, and painting every day was pretty frustrating until like day 85. Oh, there we are, alone with, you know, alone with my own thought. It's like there's different seasons of life, and so I've watched you go through. I know I'll pull through this one back in, like, into the next thing. I mean, my work, I really, I love the flowers and everything, but it's like, how do I also show all these other dimensions?
Yeah, I love the pops of color. Like, I don't know what's happening on this one, but yeah, the pops.
Yeah, it's that's that ginormous one that I had like over bed for a while.
Yeah. Yeah. I love the paintings where it's like you just want to like pop into a place. And a lot in your work. Yeah. You just want to like pop in and like rest in a puddle.
Like, honestly, I want this to be like the smallest size I paint for a while. I want to paint like just like Monet. Like, you know how you have to see it in like a curving room? I want to paint that big. I don't know where, but
I like Alicia and I are gonna paint or like cut wood today, and I have some like cutouts with clips and also this mushroom. But I'm like, yeah, I was trying to think of like how big, like, because they're glitter lips. Right now I'm gonna start at like 1.5 by 1.5 for that, but I'm like,
make them bigger.
It would be really nice.
Charge more. I think like big paintings have a different presence. Like if you think about like, I don't know, these have a different purpose in the world than that. Similarly with your work, like I've seen you obviously go big with murals, but your wall art, you've started to jump scale to those like 16 by 20 or 24 by 30. Yeah, it'd be fun to see you do those paintings or the cutouts, but like bigger.
Yeah, I know. I might just have like, my whole studio having like one whole area above a shelf with very large glitter lips. So yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming on for an Art Friend interview. And for anyone who maybe you weren't listening at the beginning and you're just catching this now, this is Julz Clementine. She's an artist here in Portland, Oregon, and she has been working in a professional capacity in the arts for 23 years. She's a skilled illustrator, art director, surface pattern designer, painter, and many other things, ceramics now, most recently, and she is available for illustration gigs. She worked professionally for Burgerville as their go-to illustrator for many years, and she's looking for some more relationships like that with commercial brands. And she also teaches camps for youth here in Portland in her own studio doing ceramics and other art activities. And she is launching her own line of apparel and would love to also partner with other companies in apparel and surface design. And you can find her in May at Crafty Wonderland with her own booth full of all this delicious stuff. You can probably make a studio appointment if you want to buy it from her directly in your local. And she's just fabulous. Definitely follow her and cheer her
on. Thank you. I love
you so much.
So
and
sweet.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Yay!
Cute.
Right. I'd love to have you inside of Art Friends School, where we go deeper into these topics. Follow the link that's in the show notes or find it on my website at annamieka.com.